What's up, y'all? Today I'm doing something a bit different. It's not really. There's no gameplay. No, nothing much there. It's just me rambling. Just as the title may suggest, story time. Basically, this you can see on the screen right now. It's the only picture that's gonna be on the screen. So take a good hard look at it, and then you can look away. Because after that, it's gonna be the same picture. So seriously, there's no point looking at it. Take this as maybe like a podcast or some crap like that. I don't really know. I'm just rambling. So, you can see that this picture is the auction house, but it's not this season's auction house. This is from guess season 1, the highly acclaimed season 1 of NBA Live Mobile. It was a simpler time, and every time I do the subreddit videos, I always say how season 1 was the best, and it's just crazy. So one of the main reasons season 1 is the best, and this is the main topic of the video that I want to ramble about, is the auction house. The auction house in season 1 was the best. Why? Well, plenty of reasons. First and foremost, the cap for the overall cap was 99. Now we have 115 overalls. In the past, it was 99 overall. And that's it. This worked because there were 5 different lineups. You had a balanced lineup, you had a shooting lineup, you have a defensive lineup, you have a small ball lineup, you had a big man lineup. So you have 5 different lineups. Each lineup, the goal is to get each lineup to 99, if possible 100 or 101. It was possible, but that's not the point of this video. But because there was 25 players you need rather than the 10 right now for your ultimate lineup, because that's the only thing people care about, let's be real. So back then it was 25 players you needed to really, make a team, really make a good franchise, you may say. So that's why the auction house worked. People needed stuff for different positions, and overall jumps were a lot better. It's because of the amount of lineups. You now put a small forward for the shooting lineup, then you put a small forward for the big man lineup, then the defensive lineup. So it would take a longer time for you to scale up, and hence the auction house, the prices won't inflate like crazy, and it was solid. Auction house, it worked back in the day, and one other reason it worked back in the day was because there are no bots. I believe there are bots. Currently. There were not as much back in the day. It was literally an open market. You have 10% cut from your what's it called? 10% cut from the profit or the sale you make. But other than that, realistically, no, it's a free market. It's literally a free market. You buy, sell. You can buy a bronze player, and there were plenty of bronze players. Unlike right now, there were plenty of silver players. Unlike right now, there are plenty of gold players. Unlike right now, again, because of the power scaling, I don't want to go more into that. But you could buy those bronze, silver, golds for upwards of literally any amount you want. 99 million. Name your price. Literally, you can buy that off the auction house. There were 3 different servers for auction house. So there was. I'm not too sure, was this a guy doing it, or a team, or even a bot maybe. But whoever this was, and I appreciate whoever this is. He or she, could be a she, put up bronze players for like a crazy amount of money that you won't even have the amount, that kind of coins. You just won't. So they put it up, and they will have the starting bid at like 333, showing that you are server 3, and then 222 for server 2, and 1111 for server 1. Pretty cool. Really helpful, really helpful. But they did this, right? that means you would know which server you are in. Hence came the rise of coin sellers. Coin sellers, yes, you heard me right. If you're new to the game, you would never have heard of coin sellers, but coin sellers was a really big thing back in the day. Everyone on YouTube, for NBA Live Mobile, at least the big ones like Bobby Buckets. I miss Bobby Buckets, but he's on to better things now. And QJB back in the day. I only watched these two. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry if anyone else for the rest. I'm really sorry. But I really only watched these two guys. And they usually have like a coin sponsor. So these sponsors and coin sellers would give them the coins, and then he would, sponsor the coin sellers, like the Raid Shadow Legends. Screw that stuff. It's terrible. But so coin sellers was the thing. So you just basically put put something like a bronze or gold player up, and then they will buy that off the auction house. So you put it up for like 1 mil, you get 1 mil. So back in the day, 1 mil was a lot. 1 mil was a lot. So coin seller was a real thing if you paid for the paying and all that. And but for like me, I just free to play it back in the day. I still am, but still free to play. What I did was I grinded out. You could snipe, because you could go all the way up to 2 million, 99 million for whatever card you want. You can also go as low as 101 for whatever card you want. Go as low as 101. So I would typically set, an elite player back then, it was 84 minimum. Put there like say 15k coins, and then try to snipe them off the auction house. Snipe them off, then put them in on auction for like 20k, which was cheap, which considered cheap. Then it would immediately get sold. Because it was cheaper than the rest, and everyone needed a certain card. Everyone needed a certain card because you have 5 lineups to upgrade. So that's why they were so easily sold, And it was perfect. It was literally a perfect system. I personally had 2 accounts, my main account and a bogey account, I would call it, secondary account, whatever you like. This secondary account is just I literally sold everything. Just keep a team that I felt comfortable with, and then I'll just sell everything else. And then for my first account, I'll list a bronze up for 1 million. Second account, buy it down. Yeah. I was a cheater, essentially. I was a cheater back in the day, but hey, you could do that. And there were multiple there were a bunch of people that did it. So I'm not alone. I'm not alone. But yeah, it was perfect until the first sign of EA not liking the auction house, and I'm serious about this, is when they soft ban like 40% or 50% of the player base. It actually happened. To your OGs out there, remember that? Remember when we all got soft banned unless you paid cash, real life money. We got soft banned for no particular reason. So I got soft banned. Bobby Buckets, his free to play account got soft banned, but his premium, his account that he did pay money for to buy cash, he did do that back in the day. And but wait, hold on. Let me articulate my sentence better. So he had 2 accounts. One was a free to play, and one was a account that had he paid for NBA cash, but he also paid for coin sellers. So it was known that if you bought from coin sellers, then your account was soft banned. But why didn't Bobby Bucket's account got soft banned? Well, turns out it's a running. I believe it's not factual, but it's a really good theory that EA banned everyone that had not spent money on the game. Yeah. That was 2016 or 17, I believe. So they banned everyone who did not spend money on the game. But if you did, they don't care. So Personally, I was one of them. So that started to show the greed. EA's greed really started to show there, So, but season 1 was still the best, straight up. Then season 2 came around. Season 2 was terrible all around, but I'm gonna start talking about it like for one of the few instances, because I mean it's bad and I don't want to ever go back to it. But there were so many things wrong about season 2. So many. You could literally go back 3 years ago. Holy cow, 3 years ago. Maybe 2. Hopefully it was just 2. But you can go back that amount of time. Season 2. Everyone is talking about how bad season 2 was. You could make like a 2-page document about all the wrong things about season 2 launch. It was that bad. So, but one of the main things that people noticed was auction house tax went from 10% to 35%. That blew everyone out of the wazoo. It was like, what in the world is this? Bullcrap. Useless. Like, 35%? Yo, that's worse than some loan sharks out there, illegal money laundering, illegal money loaning people. It's so bad. It's terrible. 35%. Woo. Getting scammed in a game. Woo. It's literally what it was. But you could still, I believe, I may get my years wrong, but you could still have coin sellers in season 2. I might have my year wrong. It could be season 3, but I believe you could still do that. So you could still buy coins, and you could also use an alternate account to buy a highly overpriced item. I could be wrong about that. It's either that scenario or scenario 2 where the EA started to put bots in. This could be the first year as well, where they put bots in and they have like a certain price tag around cards. So if you're elite, which I believe was an 80 at the day, they have their own personal belief the elite could be about, I don't know, let's just say example, 30k to 80k. You put anything, if you put your elite for 90k, it won't show up on the auction house. It won't. So this could be season 3, it could be season 2. My years are mixed up. I'm sorry. But they did that. So now your elites won't show up on the auction house. Your auctions won't show up. If you put it too cheap, it won't show up as well. So guess what? This killed 2 things. It killed sniping. Not really, but it kind of did kill sniping, which is a very effective coin making method, and it killed coin sellers. So coin sellers or alternate account users like me. I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm really not. But it killed 2 things. It killed these 2 things. To me, for most of the F2P people, we had the problem of how do we make coins? It's really tough to make coins. So after a while, EA patched it. The 35% profit, 35% of the amount you make from the auction, they changed it to 10%, back to normal, and but they didn't change the bots. So sniping was gone. You don't know what server you're in. So that's another step for the auction house deterioration, And season 3 came along. Again, my years are mixed up, so I hope you get with the scenarios. Season 3 could have been the start of scenario 2, but I'm not too sure. Season 3, I did not play the start of season 3. Not gonna lie, I did not. I started in a Chinese New Year program, I believe. So, campaign. That's what they call it now. I call it program back in the day. But, season 3. Turn to season 3. Season 3 was like now, season 4, it's lackluster. It's meh. That's the best word. Meh. Straight up, like, it's okay. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's bad, but it's not terrible. It's passable. Like, where I live, the passing grade is 40. 4.0. That's the passing grade. So right now, NBA Live Mobile to me is like a 45 marks out of 100. 50 is meh, 40 is no, so it's like in between there. So that's what season 3 is. But Auction House was dying then, but it really started to die when you could take your coins from season 3 to season 4. Like every single year you start with 1,000 coins. Suddenly you can keep maybe 3 million coins to the next season. So that's just think about it. You start with 1k every year, and then your elites would typically be, let's say, 100k at the start of the year. Now you start with 3 million coins. Your elites are gonna start at crazy high amounts. Right? So that's the first really nail in the coffin for the auction house. Then lineups decreasing. Now you only have 10 players you really need to worry about. So there's even less incentive for you to buy. And then now considering literally every campaign, because you really only need 5 players. The next 5 to make the 10 is your bench. And the idea is that all you need is get a good starting 5. And after that, the starting 5 will go down after each campaign, and it will recycle themselves, So people realize that you don't need to buy anymore. So that's why there's just no reason to buy anymore, because all you need to do is just wait for the next campaign. After a while, it's gonna be 1-on-1, 1-1-2, 1-1-3. You could not do that back in the day. You could not do that. Back in the day, you needed a competent team to survive. Now you don't. So that's why instead of having 5 lineups to worry about, you have 5 players to worry about. So again, it's just a mess. It was just a mess, and it is a mess, making the auction house pointless. I used to spend literally hours, up to maybe like 6 hours a day, staring at the auction house, refreshing. I can say a lot of the OGs did that as well, just trying to snipe. Now, no more. In a way, I'm glad, because I'm not looking at the screen for 6 hours straight. But it's sad. It's really sad, that auction house was like the key to everything. I learned NBA players through the auction house. Like, ooh, who's this shooting guard? Rodney Hood. He's from the hood. Like stuff like that. I learned Gordon Hayward, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic. Like from the auction house, like, ooh, who's this? Who's that? Because I had incentive to go to the auction house to find good players. Not anymore, because all stats don't even matter now. So that's another factor to the auction house. The auction house is like the first thing to get screwed over. Like, I don't know what's a good analogy. So if you run out all your money, you go bankrupt, what's the first thing you sell? Your PS4. It's something like that. It's the first thing to go. It's the first thing to die. So yeah, the auction house, yeah, I miss it. It was the best part of NBA Live Mobile, and it's gone. So what we have left, shitty gameplay mechanics, and yeah, what else? I don't know, but it's oddly addicting, isn't it? Yeah, sad story. So I hope you enjoyed this story time. Tell me whether you enjoyed it or not. I just thought I just ramble a bit, because like I had the idea from the recent subreddits video, because we came across the auction house thing, and then I really wanted to talk more about it, but I didn't want to like congest everything from I believe this has been 18 minutes now. I don't want to congest 18 minutes into that video. So like this is just a full on story. So whenever in the future I talk about auction house, I'll direct you to this video, because it's a whole 18-minute video of the downfall of the auction house in NBA Live Mobile. So once again, I hope you enjoy this format of a video, storytelling, just rambling, you know, leave your device somewhere and do something else kind of thing, you know, just chill. And tell me in the comments if you like it. Should I do more in the future? What topics do you want me to talk about? You know, if you do like it. So yeah, I hope I probably want to do more personally. So regardless, more might come. So yeah, that has been this video. Thank you all for listening, not watching, because there's nothing to watch. Thank you all for listening, and that will be all for me for now. And until next time, I wish you all a good one.